think the family room, or whatever it's called, it's just so nice, luxurious, so neat, just very, very cute.
I like my house better. But if I did move in here, I'd try and install a toilet, like a proper toilet, not an outhouse or a bowl.
There's like no other chance of staying in a very, very old place, and this place is very unique, very old, has a cool history behind it. Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, everything is just really unique, and it's not something you'd find in a 5-star hotel. I'd probably change this place into not like a bar, but something else. Something that wouldn't be so adulty. Like, I wouldn't be able to use this room.
He's working, and yeah, other than place, he needs some money also to like survive and like buy stuff.
I think that he should have gotten like some money as well as the shelter. I mean, the shelter and food is really good because that way you don't have to pay all the money for that. But also, I think he should have his own things. Like he should have enough money to buy his own clothes or like things that he wants instead of just relying on what they give him.
I think their relationship was like nice since the family welcomed him into their home and like provided him to a place to live in.
I think that the Montgomery family is really kind to like take him in exchange for like him helping. And I think that Joshua must have been very grateful. So then there'd be like a nice relationship. I think that like when he thought he was free but then he got caught, he must have felt very depressed or something. But then when they freed him, when those people freed him, he must have felt very happy and grateful that people like that are there. Then it must have been many ups and downs in his mind. I think that the Montgomerys actually cared for him and not just kept him in because of his work, but they actually cared for him and they actually wanted to help him.
Yeah, they really liked Joshua. I think that was like very great for him because if the son of Thomas didn't like get a lawyer and like make the sentence reduced, Joshua would probably like have a long time in jail. I think he would feel very proud, very happy that like a big park and especially a statue is being named after him. Like that's just super cool for anybody.
I feel like he would be very happy that people noticed him and how he had to deal with everything going through his life. So then he would feel very grateful that people would understand and proud of himself that he went through everything that happened.
Like people, no matter what type, like should be charged equal and like the same amount of money, no matter who they are, like from like what type of country.
They should be treated equally because they're all people. They're just from different places and they can't control where they're from. But that it's not fair that people are being discriminated because they're from a different country. Like what if people from America went to China and had to pay a huge amount of money just to live there? I mean, the world should be free for everyone to be in. The Chung family must have been devastated.
Maybe like very, very
sounds so
angry
horrible.
because they spent a lot of time and hard work growing their crops and making them, but it just got all ruined by some papers falling out of some plane on their territory.
And then I feel really like angry that the students, the people who went to that school didn't even care that they were destroying the crops. They didn't even mind that they might be destroying someone's really hard work just for a flyer which might not even be that exciting.
Probably so the government spends like way less money on them since they're Chinese. But I think it's very, very not fair.
I think because they didn't want to put people from their own country to work on something like that, or like what Katya said, that so that they would pay less and they wouldn't feel bad about that. I think they would have felt like a bit better that they finally like apologized, but also angry that it took them this long to notice that they were doing something wrong.
Well, it probably, like a very little bit better, but still, because all the Chinese people went through a lot, like worked very, very hard just to get paid way less than the white people, and it's just words, we're sorry, and like, doesn't really change anything. Like what I think, so things are left out, and why they are left out. Maybe some things basically, like people don't know much stuff about them, and they don't really want to share it and just forget about it, kind of. Yeah, sometimes like when it comes to school projects, communications with other people that I'm not friends with, like the boys, I'm just silent.
Maybe I have some ideas that wouldn't want to be heard.